used to do. That I know is true. I've been busy chasing you.
Go back to them quickly. Yeah. One more time. Before your mother called out your name, she whispered dreams the length of 1 billion light years. And before your little fingers could wrap round the thumbs of your father, he sent these dreams to learn your heartbeats. So when you open your eyes, Taji, this world knows your name, Lihudu. All you have to do is say it, Sarah. Be bold, Johnny. Sing your songs, Luce. All you have to lose is nothing, little Thea. It's a cruel world out here. Dreams just don't come true. It's like this city, Nairobi. It doesn't respect anyone. Take care of your heart. It will be broken. Pick up your pieces and dream again. Grow up, but don't forget to be a kid again. Chase all the things that are within you. Love is one of them. Art is 2 of them. And God is all of them. Dream through these words, you beautiful souls. Dream through these words. Dream through these words. Came to Nairobi, big bag dreams. Here I am, being all the children. I'm all the kids in me. Safari ya mbali huanza na hatua moja. Shortcuts, itabidi tumengoja. No question, this is my intention. Nasonga chini ya maji. Sina mengi to my name, lakini every penny nita save. My mama told me, don't forget your grade. I am blessed. Kila senti nita invest. Kila weekendi niko kazi najiamini. My future is set. And dreams do come true. But you have to start small. Then you dream big. But dreams come true.
Wow. Let's give him a bigger round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing, amazing. The talented Goofy Docs, backed up by Baraza and Eddie. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Canto. What is canto? The Oxford Dictionary says that it's a word that originates from Latin, it was borrowed by the Italian language, meaning song. But in English, we tapped on it, and it means, just a part of a poem. And that's what we started off with a poem. A poem that defines why we're here today. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. My name is Dr. Ronnie Michigwang, and I'm a storyteller. For almost 45 years, I've been in the business of telling other people's stories. I'm a vet doctor, but my mother said that I started talking late in life, but the moment I started talking, I couldn't shut up. So I said, why not put this to good use? The story that I want to tell today is a special one. It's a story which started way back in 2017. And when Vaal Real Estate started on its journey, so many real estate projects later, everybody is asking questions. Why are they so successful? Why are we here today? But before we ask questions, I was told something very interesting by my mother also. She said that you should never speak to strangers. So I believe that as human beings, we usually do one thing, which is to our demerit. And we gravitate towards people that we know. You enter a room, you sit with your friends and your family. And that's a sad thing because as human beings, we thrive off of relationships. So I want to do something special. I want to break the mold and I want us to create new relationships. I want us to stand up and within the next 3 to 4 minutes, meet 3 new people whom you don't know and say, hi, this is who I am, this is what I do. Do you want to be my friend? So everybody up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's make new relationships. Billy, help me out here. Only people you don't know. Only people you don't know. Two minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute to go. 1 minute, and I'd like to ask everybody to take their seats. All right. Asanteni sana. Can everybody kindly take their seats? Please take your seats. Wonderful. So, I don't know if you can see how refreshing it is to meet new people. And a lot of times we're very comfortable with the relationships that we have. But if it wasn't because of relationships, Vaal wouldn't be able to do what it does. Shockingly, I was just walking around and I met a gentleman who is a pharmacist, and he says, you know what, Mitch, I'm picking up 1 unit. I met somebody else who told me Vaal actually partnered with us. They got into a joint venture with us for some of their previous projects. So that's the power of relationships. You can engage, you can learn, you can meet new people. And the next person I want to introduce is somebody whose story is an interesting one. From as far back as we can remember, he's been gifted in retail. He's been somebody who's not scared of getting his hands dirty. And right now, he's the CEO of Vaal Real Estate here in Kenya. Please welcome Mr. Ashraf, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, partners, and friends of Vaal, all protocol are observed. Good evening. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the official launch of Canto Westlands. At Vaal Real Estate, we believe that every project should raise the standard. From Moon Valley, apartments, elite residence, and Wilma Towers to Canto Westland today. Our journey has guided by one simple vision: to create spaces that inspire living and empower investment. Canto represents this philosophy in simplest form. It's development that asks a bold question: what if thinking small was the smartest move? In a market that assumes that a bigger is better, Canto invite us to rethink again how measure value. We believe that Canto is designed for the modern investor, an investor who values location, lifestyle, and long-term returns. Canto is not just a place to live. It's a statement of how urban real estate should evolve the market. We see the evolution of Vaal. In Vaal letting and management, where our team keeps units occupied, maintains every apartment, manages daily operations, and ensure landlord receive their rent. I want to take this moment to thank everyone who made this project possible, our partners, architects, engineers, marketings, and sales teams, and most importantly, our clients who trust and follow everything we do. So, to everyone here, thank you for believing in our vision and for walking this journey with us and for being part of Vaal's story. Together, let us continue to build not just developments, but landmark of progress and possibility. Welcome to Canto. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much.
You know, the idea behind Vaal Real Estate was to finally create spaces that reflect who we are, what we care about, and what we need as Africans. Before we started, a lot of what the market offered didn't really express where we want to be as a continent. And that was the driving factor behind our goal to become Africa's gate to real estate. It's fulfilling to see how far we've come, and we're really excited to see the sort of impact we will have on the region.
You know, the story of any project starts with an idea. You sit down, you reflect, you say, this is our objective, this is how we want to get from point 1 to point 2. And when you have the idea, you need to be able to bring it to life. But you see, the process is not an easy one. So you need people who have got the ability to conceptualize. The next individual I'm going to call on stage is somebody who has an extremely distinguished career as not just a real estate consultant, but this is an individual who has architecture flowing in his blood, in his DNA. For 30 years plus, he's worked in the academic space, he's worked in the development space, and he's the lead consultant at D&D Consultants. Please welcome Professor Hatem. Big round of applause.
I'm very happy to be here again, one time and another time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed investors, and all our valuable clients who are here, and Vaal Real Estate visionary management and great team. All protocols are observed. We are very happy and proud to stand here tonight and see Canto finally in launch. We began with sketches and ideas and long discussions and dialogues and sharing ideas with a big, wonderful team in different locations. Now, this dream has become a real development to shine in Westlands. When we started designing Canto, the challenges were there. But the challenges we get from the context usually in area like this are always giving us greater ideas and opportunities to achieve creative solutions as usual. Designing elegant and high-end and tall building in a hotel standards with postmodern two main facades overlooking the amazing city view over the horizon of Nairobi. We have amazing amenities in two levels, the upper ground level and the sky rooftop with the amazing swimming pool overlooking Nairobi. Our solution was to design upward to create space through the height, getting natural light and shared rooftop spaces that connects people to the sky and to the city. We wanted Canto to stand out. Yet still we have the connected feeling to the history. The design began with a sleek modern base, all glass light and reflections that coming from the city to our facade. A look you might find only in New York or London. As the building is rising, the classic Roman postmodern details are coming and giving warmth and identity to the building. It's a dialogue between two eras, the energy of the modern cities and the grace of the timeless architecture. Every floor, every corner has a purpose. From the lounge to the rooftop coffee, each space invites both energy and reset a new meaning and value. Canto is not an only residence, it's a symbol of the architecture that's achieving people's needs and people's dreams in a great development will come to Westlands very soon, inshallah. Finally, I want to thank the real estate team and everyone who trusted vision tonight to celebrate a new way of living in Westlands, smart, balanced, and full of character. Thank you so much and enjoy Canto.
Thank you, Professor Hatem. If you were to do a quick count, in Kenya we have 8 projects ongoing as Vaal Real Estate. Ghana, 7. Across the border, the little brother Uganda has 2. Now that says something about that customers actually place in the products that we put out in the market. But you see, you just can't have an event launching something of this caliber without having a team working together to ensure that the projects are delivered. And we are proud that we have our head office in Turkey, and it's my great honor, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome the Turkish ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Yüksel, to actually give us a few words of inspiration. Let's give him a round of applause.
Jumbo, good evening. For me, it's been already 3 years serving in this lovely country with these beautiful people, lovely people. And now it's the 8th project of Vaal, which is proud of my country in various countries, but especially in Kenya. And the products, the end products, is not just a kind of construction or apartments or villas. Vaal is creating a kind of a new and modern lifestyle, which the lovely people of this beloved country really deserves wholeheartedly. So today we are just witnessing the new project with the name of Canto, and it's going to be in the very heartland of the lovely city of Nairobi, quite nearby the Sarit Center, to my very humble knowledge. And I think it will be a better lifestyle, which is already good in this lovely city, in this part of the world, in this part of the very valuable continent. And it's not only limited with Kenya, to tell the truth. This continent and this part of the world is really deserving the best of the best, to my very knowledge and feeling, because I feel myself as half Kenyan as well, not because of I'm living here for 3 years, but having some Kenyan relatives, since one of my cousins is married to a Kenyan lady, a Luya lady from Kakamega. So I feel myself a bit Luya, forgive me to say, but more Kenyan. Thank you very much for coming tonight and being with us. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. You know, one of the interesting things about this particular project is that they decided to switch things around. A lot of times when you're growing up, they keep telling you, think big, you know, big is better. When it comes to bank accounts, you know, when I introduce myself to people, I say, my name is Dr. Ronnie Michigwang. I'm tall, dark, and handsome. I don't say I'm small, dark, and handsome. So there's an importance which a lot of people usually attribute to size. But that's not always the case. It doesn't always work. So today we want to turn the narrative on its head and ask everybody to think small.
Think big has been said 1 billion times. And through those words, we might have forgotten all the small things. But for this specific night, think these words. Here I am standing before you, a young Nakuru kid, a small city. And I told myself, if only I could write poetry as smooth as the river, then I'd have the big world stream me for generations to come. And every single day of my life, I think of all the ways to make it. Small beliefs. And I want you to know this. The man standing before you is not just a simple man. I have walked this earth and my feet, they know their every turn. Small wins. I wasn't sculpted by no ordinary woman. And I wasn't molded by no ordinary man. My father raised me and my mother's taught me nothing but to be royal. Small affirmations. And through these small days to days, here comes this young Nakuru kid. Small town. So take a good look. Do I look like a simple man? I'm not just a man. I am one to call the sun and see the colors rise in the morning just by my words. I am one to start fires and watch them burn, watch them charge, rise up and burn. I am one to be never forgotten. small memories. I am a section within a section. I am ascension within ascension.
My pleasure to introduce the man behind the story, Mr. Sam Koinange.
Thank you, Mitch.
My
for
pleasure.
the introduction.
All the best.
Thank you.
Yes, the presentations and the event has been going awesome so far.
Yes.
Do your best not to mess it up.
I love the confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm a small one, but I think big. Now, Canto is our 8th project. Imagine that, our 8th born. I mean, this is where I'd expect you guys to clap for us. I mean, number eight, guys. Now, the video that you just watched, I'm sure has alluded to something that most of us would actually find peculiar. That it's the smartest investors that think small. Doesn't make sense, does it? Well, it's my honored task tonight to try and make meaning out of it, to try and make sense of these 4 words. Smart investors think small. We have this preconceived notion that bigger is better. And I understand why. Because every time you spend a dime, you want to see maximum value on investment. Is that not the case? Is that? It is, isn't it? And I understand that. And, it's just that most times when you're doing it, it becomes less about logic and more about scale and volume. So you guys want a big house, you want a big car, that car must come with big tires. Every new phone model that is coming out has what? A bigger screen. And ladies, you guys want a big rock on that ring now, no? Yes? Yes, exactly. But here's the thing. What if I told you tonight that when it comes to real estate, and more so in this particular market, bigger doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be better? What if I could actually prove to you that it is indeed true that smart investors think small? Please, as I try and prove that, and more so in Nairobi over the last few years. So I'm so sure you guys have noticed that the number of conferences have gone up. What a Devolution conference? Yes? Yes, they have gone up. We've also seen that the number of tech hubs in the city have actually increased. Over and beyond that, we are very much aware that UN is actually expanding its headquarters in Gigiri, and it is said that once they move the 3 departments, they're going to host about 6,000. And then over and above that, Nairobi has become one of the most sought-after destinations by global entities who are looking to set up global and regional offices. Now, because of that, we've actually seen that the number of passengers passing through JKIA has increased tremendously. Post-COVID, which is around 2022, there are about 6 million people who pass through JKIA. This year alone, 8 million. Now, out of that 8 million, Nairobi business travelers account for about 30%, which is about 2 million. Okay? Now, out of that 2 million, 1 million people are coming into the city seeking short and medium-term stays. Now, in the olden days, one of the most preferred locations would have been CBD and Upper Hill. However, something is different now. They're not going to Nairobi CBD anymore, and neither are they going to Upper Hill. So today, Westlands has become one of the most sought-after areas when you're considering short and medium-term stays. Now, I'm going to get into why that is a little bit later, so please bear with me, all right? Now, because of that, we have seen an increase of about 5.5% year on year when it comes to asking rents. Now, believe you me when I say this. I'm not just cooking figures. I'm saying this with authority, because this is not our first rodeo. It's not the first development that we're doing in Westlands. We have elite just right behind us. So believe you me when I tell you this. It's because of 3 main things. We have noticed an increased occupancy rate. We have noticed increased inquiries. And then we've also noticed a faster turnover as well. Now, if that's the case, then we should ask ourselves, you have a new market. Is bigger still better? And is bigger still better in Westlands? I don't know. Let's find out. I want us to look at what it means to actually own a big apartment in Westlands today. So if you're considering owning a big apartment in Westlands today, this would be your options. So you could go for a 4-bedroom unit, or you could go for a 3-bedroom unit, or you could go for a 2-bedroom unit. But you're investing in real estate. Is that not the case? So if you're investing in real estate, then the biggest question is going to be, who is my target market? So let's look at the tenant profile. If today you're considering a 4-bedroom unit, then definitely you're looking at high-income families. All right. If you're considering a 3-bedroom unit, then families, corporates, and NGOs, that would fit your tenant profile. If you consider the 2-bedroom unit, then you're considering small families and shared tenants. And because I know you guys own real estate assets, I know you don't like that. Is that not the case? You don't like shared tenants. Now, what do these people have in common? Anyone? Anyone? What do these guys have in common? John, what do you think they have in common? Money? Your tenants have money? Families. Yes, that's true. Here's the thing. What are the likelihood chances that these people are actually going to consider that unit short term? Are they going to do that? No, probably not. So these guys will want it long term. And then, of course, definitely what that means is you have to give them a discount. You can't consider it as though you are renting out a normal apartment. So if you went for a 4-bedroom unit today, this is what you'd be looking at in terms of annual return, about $15,900. For a 3-bedroom, it goes down to $14,000. For a 2-bedroom, you're looking at about $13,000. But here's the thing. If you're to do the math, if you consider the 4-bedroom today, you should expect your money back in 17 years. If you went for a 3-bedroom unit, consider this, that you're going to get your money back in 14 years. If you consider the 2-bedroom unit, you're looking at about 10 years. So one thing you're going to notice is this. The smaller the typology of the unit, the less your total payback period. All right? But that's just one aspect of the investment you're considering. There's also the factor of yield on investment, which is basically the return on investment. So look at this. For a 4-bedroom, it would average about 6%. And then it goes up as the units become smaller. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it? Now, it's easy to become complacent and say, I'm getting what I would ideally get had I bought an apartment in, let's say, Dubai, because they'd average about 7% yield on investment. But I have a question for you tonight. It's very simple. Would you buy a studio if it made you double the return on investment? No, it's not rhetorical, guys. I'm asking you. Would you buy a studio if it made you double the return on investment? You would? Oh, yeah? All right, good. So I want to introduce to you guys an alternative investment. It's called Canto Westlands. Now, Canto is a development comprising of studios and 1-bedroom units. And it is one that takes cognizant fact that the tenant profile in Nairobi has changed. So the new tenant profile, here's the thing, they own no furniture. They don't. And you'll always see them walking around in carry-on bags, not even suitcases anymore, carry-on bags. Ladies and gentlemen, carry-on bags. The lease agreements are basically half a page long. That's it. You know what it normally says? Welcome, here's your Wi-Fi password, check in, check out. Enjoy your stay. Just that. That is the new tenant profile that we're considering. Now, Canto is built with one need in mind: to take care of these people. Now, for us and this is something I said when I was starting my presentation. I said, later on we're going to have a look at what makes Westlands one of the most sought after destinations for short and medium term stays. And for us to understand this, we have to understand the market. We have to understand the ecosystem, okay? So behind me is actually a map of Westlands. Good. So behind me is a map of Westlands. Now what are you guys seeing? What are you guys seeing? I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing social amenities, all right? So you have JW Marriott. This is exactly where we are. You have Hyatt Regency. You have Ibis. You have parking. You have Red Ginger. You have Brew Bistro. So all these are actually social spaces.
But hold on a second, Sam, because
Yes, Doc.
You know you're talking too much, too many big words, and trying to confuse us here.
My apologies.
No, me I want to just backtrack.
All right.
So what you're saying is that this particular project is linked, the location brings with it a certain few benefits. Because me, I'm an outsider. I'm one of those tenants you're talking about.
Yes.
I came in yesterday, and lo and behold, I struggled to get space at Elite. First of all, you didn't mention that your projects are so high on demand that you can't even find space in them. So tell me about this linkage between amenities and the location of the new project. I want you just to highlight that a bit more for me. So don't just sugarcoat it. Delve into it. Let me understand it.
Okay, good. Oh, man. Mitch, I think once you're done, you should actually go and visit the sales point. I think you really want that information, and I can sense it from you. So please, hold on your horses. I'm coming. I'm getting right there, all right? So here's the thing, Mitch. So most people will always talk about location, 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 all right? Something worth considering when you're considering real estate investment. Now, before I actually get to answer Dr. Mitch, it's important that I actually try and show you what a good location would do for you if you're considering real estate investment. All right? So, back to my slide. So we're looking at social amenities around Westlands. Okay? And then, this is a map showing you all the embassies around Westlands. And you can tell there are quite a number. So what does it tell you about Westlands? It's actually a blue zone area, one of the safest places in Nairobi. And it's not just that. I want you to also consider this. These are all the multinational companies, actually not all, some of the multinational companies that have actually set up their offices around Westlands. The likes of GE, the likes of Intel, Inchcape, Oracle. You guys know this. But now the question is this. What have we done with Canto? We have placed a solution right where the need is. That's what we're doing with Canto. Look at that. It's exactly right where the need is. And because I know all of you have a business acumen, I know you're looking at this as near hallowed grounds now. For anyone who's in business, what does this show you? Guaranteed rental income. It shows you that if at all you were to consider getting a unit, you're going to get good occupancy rate. Why? The market is there. We have placed it right where the market is. And it's just about that. It goes over and beyond that as well. We've made it convenient for these tenants. So, Canto, we're doing it along School Lane. At the backside of the development is the expressway. It means they get easy, convenient access to JKIA and back. It's about 10 minutes drive to Nairobi CBD. We have made the place accessible. That video alluded to something. What was the new tenant looking for? Accessibility and convenience. Guys, it doesn't get any better than this. Someone said that the money is coming. I am telling you, the money is right here. So whoever told you the money is coming lied to you. Guys, the money is right here. But so far we've only discussed, what solution we're offering to the market. And for you guys, you're looking at me and you're wondering, okay, does it get any better? What if we offered your potential tenants an even more convenient space? What if we were so thoughtful in our design of the building to the extent that these future potential tenants would spend less time going outside the development looking for services, and they would spend more time living, working, and enjoying the space right there? Wouldn't that be awesome? No, honestly, wouldn't it? It would, right? Well, we've thought of that as well. How? By going all out in terms of amenities. And boy, oh boy, have we not gone all out in terms of amenities. So here's the thing. Canto has 2 floors full of amenities. So this is the first floor. So what do you guys notice? There's going to be an indoor cinema. Guys, there's going to be an indoor cinema. And no, it's not the time for you to start thinking, well, I could live there. No. Caleb, no. Okay. An indoor games room as well. We're going to give them an indoor lounge and a prayer room because, again, as a company, we also want to, consider other religions as well. A co-working space. Tenants can not only work in their rooms, but they can come downstairs and find a nice place and work. Outdoor sitting area. Mini basketball court. And like I said, it doesn't end there. So these are the amenities on the rooftop. Separate steam rooms for gents and ladies. Separate sauna rooms for gents and ladies. You also get a fully equipped gym. A heated swimming pool. No, it's not just a heated swimming pool. It's an infinity pool as well, with views of the breathtaking Nairobi and its environs. We're giving them a rooftop barbecue area, a rooftop coffee bar, and a rooftop mini golf lounge. Basically just miniature golf. But here's the thing. These things are not just designed to give your potential tenants a piece of home away from home. No. It's also not just about giving them Instagrammable spaces. We have carefully thought and designed them with one goal in mind: to drive up business for you. To ensure that there is increased occupancy rate, that clients get to come back over and over again. That there is increased inquiries. That there is good online ratings as well. So up until this moment, I know you guys saying, good. So that's good for the market. So what is in it for me? What is in it for you? Wouldn't you want to find out? Wouldn't you? Good. At the start, again, also of my presentation, I pointed out a human fact that we always want, to ensure that we get maximum value for our investment. Now, as a business, we understand that. Now, let me tell you what is important to us. What is important to us is to ensure that you can trust us. Because trust is the currency that we operate on. So there's no way that I'm going to sell to you an investment unit and guarantee you good returns if at all I don't take up or own up to whatever it is I am giving to you. So my relationship with you does not start with me selling to you, and it does not end with me handing over the keys to your unit. It doesn't. Actually, if anything, my relationship with you does not end until you dispose of your assets. What am I basically saying? That over and beyond us selling you the unit, we're going to furnish it. We're going to get you tenants. We're going to service it. So what you are seeing behind me are all the developments that we've actually handed over to our clients, but you're still managing for them. It's ensuring that there is sustainable value growth for you. So, that is what was in it for you. That was the first thing that was in it for you. Now, what's the second thing? Now, yesterday evening, I sat down with a colleague of mine, and we were trying to figure out, if at all you were to consider getting a serviced apartment in Westlands, how much would the going rate be for tonight? Can I tell you a funny thing? We couldn't find any. Not for today, not for tomorrow. The only available units that we could only find them from the 20th of November. Okay, so it's fine. So here's the thing, I want us to consider. So if at all you, and it's something, please, by all means, do feel fair. If at all you considered a studio today, it's $83. And then there's Marina Bay Apartments, which is not far off from where we're doing Canto. A one-bedroom apartment, you can only get it for $14,250. If you considered Elite, which is something we own, and we couldn't find an available unit, you'd pay roughly about $11,891. Are those good numbers or not? Are they? I mean, they're essentially just numbers. I'm sure you'd want to find out, what does it mean for my investment? So here's the thing. If at all you considered getting a one-bedroom unit at Canto today, then you'd roughly put down about $68,000. For a studio, about $49,000. Now, I'd want us to do our math, and I need to be honest and say this, that we've been humble with our calculations. We've actually made the assumption here that in the first 2 years of business, you're not going to get good business. That's the assumption, all right? So, considering what it is we have seen the market offer. So for one-bedroom unit, we're doing a calculation, and we said, let's work with a daily rate of $85. And for a studio, $60. Now, because we're being modest, let us assume that every year, for the first 2 years maybe, you get 60% occupancy rate for any of them. If at all that is the case, then for a one-bedroom unit, you should get an annual return of $18,360. For a studio, you're looking at about $12,960. So what's your return on investment like? Guys, one bedroom, 27%, studio, 26%. Which asset class gives you that? No, please, I am challenging you. Give me an asset class that would give you a yield on investment of about 27 or 26%. Please, by all means. And here's the thing, you'd expect your money back in 4 years. It doesn't matter whether you go for the one bedroom or the studio, you would expect your money back in 4 years. How? How is that possible? Simple, guys. We started this engagement by telling you that the tenant profile has changed. Now look at that. So for the one bedroom, who are you considering? Business travelers, consultants, Airbnb guests. For the studios, you're considering young professionals, experts, digital nomads, foreign students. Very many. You don't get an investment that would give you this return. Not anywhere. And mind you, I have just shown you. These are the going rates on booking.com. And I've done my calculation with that. And I have been modest in my numbers and I've said 60% occupancy rate. And it's not just the yield on investment. It's not about your return on investment only. There's something else that is in it for you. Capital appreciation. Now, I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to tell you, oh, the economy is going to do well. No. Here's the thing. Again, I'm going to be modest in my presentation, and I'm going to show you the numbers based off what we did with Elite. Now, anyone who considered Elite in 2019, they did buy a one-bedroom apartment at about $86,000. That very same one-bedroom unit currently is going for $128,000, representing a 67% equity upside. And I can see some of you actually looking at me and they're like, oh man, I missed an opportunity. Yes, I know you missed an opportunity. I wasn't there, but I saw the videos. You missed it. But it's all good. There's another opportunity as well. So the numbers make sense. The market is there. And now you're thinking, or you're asking, okay, fine, so how do I get a piece of this action? Simply put, we're giving you two options. So you could either buy this unit cash, and it is highly incentivized. And I would encourage that you consider that, because the good thing about buying it cash is you actually shorten your return on investment period. Or, again, because I understand that might not always be the case for everyone, we could give you a custom payment plan. So what this tells you is that we have actually considered the barriers to entry. You have no reason whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, not to come on board tonight. So, at this very juncture, I'd like to invite my team over. Michelle, everyone, please. Because I think it's important that you guys get to know who it is that is actually going to change your life. So please, first, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And I must say, I am honored to actually be part of this team. So guys, please. Come. Thank you guys, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm going to repeat this. I have proven to you that there's a market. I have proven to you that we've come up with a product that addresses the needs of that particular market. I have proven to you that the numbers make sense, even after I have been modest about it. Now, I want to introduce you to the team that you ought to talk to, because you do not want to pass out on this investment opportunity. So once we're done, you can see any of these faces right at our sales point at the back. And they'll be careful to make sure that they actually attend to you and that you leave here smiling. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. All right? Thank you for being part of this. Yes. So now, for the moment that you've all been waiting for. It is an absolute pleasure. And believe you me, I do not take it granted. The fact that they chose a short, plump guy who's small, but again, thinks big, to actually present this to you, it was an absolute pleasure. And I don't want to waste much of your time. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you Canto Westlands. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Canto. Think small, but let's make big investments. Let's give a huge round of applause to the entire team. Thank you, Sam. Ladies and gentlemen, your future is in your hands now. At the back of the room, we've got our sales point. where you have a chance now to engage with the entire sales team. You've got Joseph there, you've got Betty, Michelle, Collins. The entire sales team are there to be able to put pen to paper and bring your dream to life. Thinking small can actually make a big dent in your future financially. Thank you all for taking time out and sharing your evening with us. And we don't mind finishing. You know, if we sell out tonight, then we have to go back to the drawing board and work on the next project. Thank you very much, and be blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, just a point of interest also, dinner will be served in the next few minutes. Kindly remain seated. We'll have people collect you from your tables and take you to the service points. We have got a special performance again from our superstar team. So Goofy Dogs together with Baraza and Eddie are going to take the stage.